Good day. It is December the 11th, and today we continue in John 7, doing verses 21 through 24, and Proverbs 11. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. That's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Begin John 7, starting at verse 21. Jesus replied, I did one miracle on the Sabbath, and you were amazed. 22. But you won't. But you work on the Sabbath when you obey Moses' law and circumcision. Actually, the tradition of circumcision began with the patriarchs long before Moses. 3. For if the correct time for circumcision, your son falls on the Sabbath, you go ahead and do it so as not to break the law of Moses. So why should you be angry with me for healing a man on the Sabbath? 24. Look beneath the surface so you can judge correctly. 21. Jesus replied, I did one miracle on the Sabbath and you were amazed. That was healing at Bathsheba. Yep, he did that. And they go, oh. 22. But you work on the Sabbath too, when you obey Moses' law of circumcision. Actually, the tradition of circumcision began with the patriarchs long before the law of Moses. You give way to older command, even more important, to give way to mercy on the Sabbath. See, God's laws, well, I'll get that when we read that verse. "23. For if the correct time for circumcision falls on the Sabbath, you go ahead and do it, so as to not break the law of Moses. So why should you be angry at me for healing a man on the Sabbath?" They had resentment because of that. Violent resentment and petty resentment. Look beneath the surface before you can judge correctly. That's verse 24. Don't judge by appearances only, but by righteousness. Because God's laws basically break down to this. Love your neighbor and love God. Loving God means obeying Him. Loving your neighbor. Love means offering your best for their best, not forcing it on them. Proverbs 11. A false balance is an abomination to Yahweh, but a perfect weight is His delight. 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with lowly is wisdom. 3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of the faithless shall destroy them. Perverseness is a twisting of what should be. But the integrity of the upright shall guide them because they are honest and truthful and do what's right. 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Doesn't matter how rich you are, you're not going to buy your way out of hell or bribe your way into heaven. 5. The righteousness of the sincere shall make straight his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. The wicked will always fall by their own wickedness. It is a trap to them, and it always will backfire on them. God will make it so. 6. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but the faithless shall be trapped in their own crafty devices. Whatever plans you make, you'll be turned against you. 7. When the wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of his strength perishes. 8. The righteousness is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. 9. When with his mouth the impious man destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the righteous be delivered. 10. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perish, there is joy. 11. By the blessing of the upright a city is exalted, but is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. 12. He that despises his neighbor lacketh understanding, but a man of discernment holdeth his peace. In other words, he doesn't say everything he thinks. 13. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is a faithful spirit concealeth a matter. That's like blabbing and gossip is what this means, not reporting crimes or stuff like that. 14. Where no wise direction is, a people falleth, but the multitude of counselors there is safety. Advisors help. Get advice. Good advice. 15. He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it. This is like co-signing, but co-signing not only for loans, but for actions and stuff, and basically guaranteeing another person's integrity. But he that hateth them that strike hands is secure. 16. A gracious woman attaineth honor, a strong man attaineth riches. 17. A merciful man doeth good to his own soul, but he that is cruel troubleth his own flesh. 18. The wicked earneth deceitful wages, but he that soweth righteousness has a sure reward. 19. Steadfast righteousness tendeth to life, but he that pursues evil pursueth his own death. 20. They that perverse in heart are an abomination to Yahweh, but such as the upright, the way are his delight. Deceitful is unrighteousness are abomination to God. 21. My hand on it, the evil man shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall escape. 22. As a ring of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman that turneth aside from discretion. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. 23. The desire of the righteous is not good, but an expectation of the wicked is wrath. 24. There is he that scattereth and yet increases, and he that withholdeth is more meat, but tendeth only to want. You scatter, if you're generous, lovingly generous, loving God generous type, you will have increase. But if you try and be stingy, no. 25. The beneficent soul shall be made rich, and he that satisfieth abundantly shall be satisfied also himself. Now again, the more generous you are, that's genuinely generous, not, God, did you see what I did? Why are you going to reward me? Not that type of generosity. But giving without thinking, just because the person is in need, because you love God. 26. He that withholdeth corn, people shall curse him, but a blessing shall be on the head of him that selleth it. 27. He that diligently seeks good seeks favor, but he that searches for evil, it shall come to him. You get what you look for. He that trusteth in riches shall fall, but the righteous shall flourish as foliage. 29. He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the foolish shall be servant to the wise of heart. 30. The fruit of the righteous is the tree of life, and he that is wise winneth souls. And 31. Behold, the righteous shall be requited in the earth. How much more the wicked and the sinner? The righteous people will be chastised. God will chastise his people. How much more do you think he's going to do who are in deliberate rebellion against him? I hope you've been blessed by this reading. May the Lord richly bless you. Remember, if you'd like to be tagged when I post these videos, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, complaints, or anything else, you may reach me through 810-242-2997. It's 810-242-2997. You can call, text, leave a message, whichever you like. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.